welcome to this edition of Box Office Breakdown. New time, same day, and, Venom took a bite off the competition. Bit their heads off, And A Star is Born. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Wait, no lights?
It's okay. We make our own lights.
Yay!
Oh, yeah!
There we go. Welcome to Box Office Breakdown. Same day. We moved to an earlier time, but we get this party started early.
Ooh.
We're talking about what movies came out over the weekend and other stuff as well. My name is Kari Lane, filling in, leading this discussion for Frank because he's on assignment, as we say. And I'm joined by my amazing co-host,
Amy, Cassandra, Martinez. I just wanted to add that for myself.
Yeah. And then making us look and sound good in the booth is...
Hello, everybody. My name is Anthony Becerra. What's up?
Yay! What's up?
Yay!
And we also have a live chat going on. So thank you, everybody who's joining us live. And I know some of you watch us at really late times normally, like in England. I know we have some people. We got some East Coasters. So I hope you're enjoying this earlier time. We do too, because it's normally pretty late.
Yeah.
So let's get started. If you're watching it later, though, no worries. Please comment down below. Let's dive into the box office. So, not surprising, but a little bit. Because we're like, oh yeah, Venom, that'll probably be number one. But so many, mostly critics, were harping on how bad it is, or it's just a mess. I saw so many tweets of like, it's a mess, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it made $80 million. Woo! We'll do our own sound effects. Yay! There we go.
I tried to do that one earlier.
I saw Venom.
Me too.
And then Tony?
Yes, I saw Venom as well.
Yay! All right. We'll go quick response, and then we'll go in depth. I enjoyed it.
Okay, I enjoyed it. I was surprised.
I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I was also I was surprised, and also I was one of the few who was like start trying to be positive about it, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was good. Yeah. Yeah.
Let us know in the chat if you saw Venom, what you thought of it. If you are watching this later, like I said, please comment down below what you thought of Venom. So then we'll go back around now. I thought it was super fun. I agree. Fun is the unanimous word here.
Yeah.
I saw a late night show last night, 11 o'clock, a bunch of younger audience, and I didn't laugh as much as I thought because a lot of people had said it was very funny, and there were moments that were very funny, which is great. I thought... I didn't know much about the character Venom, and I know they've changed the origin of it, but it's like an alternate universe. Let's just pretend that. Which technically, did you say after the credits? Because they said somewhere in an alternate universe. Yes. So if you haven't seen it yet.
That was cool.
Oh yeah, by the way, let's say no spoilers because it just came out.
Yeah.
So no spoilers, please. Live chat, comments, whatever. Stay after the credits. They have a short scene from Into the Spider-Verse, which was really fun to watch. And there's also a post-credit in, like, a regular one in the movie, too.
It's like the first post-credits scene.
It's really, it's short, and there were so many people who got up, and I'm like, I know this isn't a typical Marvel movie because it's still Sony and whatnot, but still, who's leaving? Who are these people?
It's the people that don't have friends that tell them, hey, stay for the two, like, post-credit scenes, or, like, mid and then post.
Funny was great. So I don't really know Venom much about him. And I was like, I really like Venom. He's really funny. He has a lot of sass and not something that's crazy. Like you can reason with it as a being. Because I think before I'd always thought of Venom as, just not quite chaos, but not a villain you could ever logically like talk to.
Yeah.
But,
even with the trailers, like, Yeah,
you thought it was maybe a little more just menace. And Eddie's like, okay, here, we can't do this because XYZ. And Venom's kind of like, okay. And that was funny, though.
Yeah.
So, Amy?
Yeah, okay. So it's one of those things where people, I mean, I didn't really hear anyone say anything super positive about it. So I went into it almost dreading it. Sure. It was Friday night, and I was like, I don't want to see this, but I want to see it, you know, to kind of have an opinion about it. And I found myself laughing maybe, I don't know, halfway into it, like somewhere around there, and I was like, what? This is actually funny. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then after that, I mean, yeah, there was a few moments where it was funny, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna ride this wave and see. I'm not gonna hate on it the whole time. If there's no reason for me to hate on it, I also didn't know much about Venom, but I knew how people felt about him, so I was like, ugh. And I also haven't really been that exposed to Tom Hardy movies, so I was like, eh. I mean, like, you know, I've seen some.
Great.
He did pretty good.
Amazing physical comedy because he has to act to something that's not there.
Yeah.
Well, so that I was like, yes, go, man.
The back and forth between him and Venom.
Yeah, having a conversation.
Oh, that was really cool. And then yeah, just the way it looked like, yeah, some of the CGI was not perfection, but I was like, this is pretty good. And I think that more people should think of it like that. It's one of those where if you think about it too hard and try to dissect it, you're gonna be like, what the heck was this? But it was a lot more better, a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and that's always best.
Do you feel the CGI, though, it was consistent, so in a way you could say it's its own style?
Yeah, I think, well, and I think it's weird, because if someone hates something, or if someone hates a movie, and someone likes it, they're like, that's stupid, why would you do that? But then just the other way, you know, if everyone loves it and someone hates it, it's just like, whoa! And I've seen that happen with both of the movies that at the top of the box office, so it was one of those, like, really cool reversals of expectations, which I really liked.
Public service announcement: you can hate a movie and someone can love a movie. It's okay, and vice versa. It's an opinion.
And you can also love a movie and realize that it's still garbage. Like, you know, like, I love a lot of garbage movies.
Or vice versa. You can hate a movie and recognize, oh, it's a really good movie, but you personally don't like it.
Yeah, you
have
have
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like you still have like the mutual respect for the movie, you know.
Exactly. All right, Tony, your turn. What did you think? More further thoughts on Venom?
Yeah, you guys touched on it a bit. Like the dynamic between Venom and Eddie Brock, I thought was fantastic. I loved how there's a line how Venom says, like, back in my home planet, I'm a loser just like you. So like they're able to like bond over how much of like losers they both are on their like planet and everything. And I thought it was really great. I do gotta say I couldn't help but like harken back to Upgrade with Logan Marshall Green. Just because of the way how in that apartment scene, how when Venom is fully taking over Brock and he's fighting, that is like legit almost so similar to Upgrade. It's ridiculous. Because also Logan Marshall Green has been called the knockoff Tom Hardy. So it's I just thought it was a funny thing to bring up. But overall, I really enjoyed this film. I gotta say, the CGI, I personally do like this style of CGI more than what I see in the MCU, to be honest with you. I've loved it in Deadpool and like whatever they use in Logan as well. It just looks better for some reason, personally to me.
It goes with the comic book vibe of it, I think. Like, it's not the real world, so if it doesn't look real world, that's kind of okay. As long as we believe whoever's in that environment with whatever it is, then that's fine. Like, I believe Venom was, like, the moment where you can, like, off the shoulder and look at his face. I was like, yeah, it's there.
And then, like, the way the lighting hits the CGI, too, I think it's, like, really well made. I don't know what it is, but I just personally enjoy it more than what I see in a lot of other movies. And also... I mean, the CGI, I feel like the fight at the end, you know, like the boss fight at the end.
Oh, that was fun, though.
It was fun, but like it was a little hard to like keep track of things.
Yes.
Who was,
But
I gotta say,
maybe that's the point.
I think my personal favorite scene, though, is when he, when there's a lot of like those officers or whatever, like the heavy SWAT guys are on him, and then they throw like gas canisters, and he just rips them apart like little by little. I thought that was amazing. Like I thought the action was really strong and very like electrifying. For me, like I could feel everything. Like it was more dynamic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he actually bit people's heads off, and it's quick, and you see it, but you know, I was surprised. I thought they were gonna like omit all of that, but it was still really great. And I think this movie is successful enough to come out with a unrated version when it hits Blu-ray / DVD.
Yeah, I hope they do like push more for the art. I think they could have gone with the art. I mean, I get it. PG-13 definitely widens your audience of how many people can see it, and ignoring the tie to Spider-Man, which we had suggested, maybe that's why. But they showed the violence, but really quick. You know, like, you know, there's another, like, slice thing, and you don't actually see, you know, the bodies get injured, but you see the gesture and then it works. Same thing with the bites. Like, you see it, but not like, there's no blood splatter, anything like that. So it's more on the tamer end. Something I noticed in the chat, a couple people commented on like moments that were in the trailer. I really liked how moments were in the trailer, but were a hair different in the movie. So it was actually more enjoyable than I thought it would be. It wasn't like, oh yeah, we already saw this moment.
Yeah.
But it felt like, oh yeah, that's this moment, and then there was more.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, okay, that was really funny.
Yeah, I also think as far as the rating goes, just because you don't see blood doesn't mean it's not gory.
Oh, it's still it's still
Especially,
intense.
I mean, that one scene with one of the volunteers that was getting stuff done. Fantastic job on his part. My jaw dropped so far to the ground. I was like, what the heck?
That was very graphic.
Right?
I
So
enjoyed that a
cool.
lot. It was very freaky.
I want to know how much of that he physically did and how much was CGI on him, because he looked like he could move.
He looked like a dancer,
yeah,
like some kind of
contortionist, something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking. Some people are asking what are we talking about now. So obviously we're talking about Venom. No spoilers.
Yeah.
And overall consensus, it's very fun. Do not go in with high expectations in terms of people hating on it, because haters want to hate. I feel with this one. It's just fun. It's a fun, crazy ride.
It'll surprise you.
Yeah.
Especially if you're listening to everyone else's opinions. You're like, oh, is it going to be that bad?
Yeah, it's definitely not a masterpiece, but like it's one of our first or our second take, I guess, on a live action Venom. That's we had Spider-Man 3 and that was But like this is something I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's just an overall fun movie. It's not like a highbrow art house film. No, it's just like go in, watch this movie, and also Tom Hardy is so charming in it too.
He is.
Yeah.
And actually, I liked. I don't know too much on Eddie Brock, but I like how he has like a television show. I thought that was a very modern take on like him being a reporter, like because he is charming and he's that like on like a visual presence, which makes what happens more obvious of being difficult. So I thought that was a nice like modern update. Like for example, in the Spider-Man cartoon we were watching of Daily Bugle is more online. So it felt like a more very present day. Like Eddie Brock does that totally.
Yeah, I think hopefully it'll help the future of Sony. I think that we all had these super low expectations, and there's a lot of us that were like, hey guys, it's like it's so much better than we thought it was going to be because they were really that low. So crossing our fingers for Sony, I would say.
Yeah, also if you check like IMDb, like the critic score is around the 40s. But like the audience, like with the user score is like in the 70s.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, it's like 7.
I saw another one. It's like 89.
Yeah, it's like 7 point something. Yeah. It's a lot. I think a lot of people are enjoying it, but the critics are really harshing it down because mainly I think it's because like Michelle Williams was really utilized to their best ability.
She had her moments, but I don't know if it's a wig. I really actually hated her hair. It looked bad. Like I felt like that was fake. Anyway, but it's one of those that takes you out of the moment. But I thought she had her good moments of sass and being a interesting person to have around. I would want to look this up. This is interesting. Jonathan Peck in the chat says, it's funny thing about A Star Is Born and Venom is they both have the same cinematographer. Matthew.
Yeah, this is true.
Libatique.
Awesome.
Good for him.
I mean, it looked nice cinematography wise and like the environment. How they shot the mostly the big soldier fight thing. That is shot very well. Also, the car chase scene was pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh.
That's intense. That's the one where I was like, ah!
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is nice. I always like a good car chase scene as long as it's done well.
I've also like never seen anything or like Venom used like that in any way where he's like uses him to like cut a corner like all quick. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's similar to Upgrade. He's like, dude, just do it. And Venom's like, all right. And it made Venom a likable, relatable person almost because you're like trusting him and seeing him do stuff is like, no, we need to mutually survive. Like if you die, I die.
Yeah, minus the whole head biting part.
That thing, yeah.
This is a small little thing. It's fine.
There we go. Roy says, I must have been the only person not to notice a wig. Apparently other people did. I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't totally horrible, but it just seemed weird. But what was something else? Yankee in the chat is talking about how like fanboys of freaking out about it.
Yeah, he says, so basically pretentious comic book fans will lose their collective crap and spit out the pacifier while normal folks will have a fun popcorn talk movie.
I feel that's about accurate. If you're a big fan, I'm curious too because some people might hearken on the fact that like that origin for Venom's not quite right.
Accurate,
It's supposed to be more like Eddie and Venom's mutual hatred of Spider-Man is their bonding thing.
But
it's okay. I pretend it's like an alternate universe version. It's a fine.
I mean, if that opens the window up to
or make a new version,
yeah, to like more stories being told by Sony that maybe will hopefully go in more of the accurate direction, then so be it. Like I know some people were upset too because he's not super villainy. Like if you think about him like that, he's like
not horribly evil.
He cares. So it's just yeah. I mean,
it's a good way to do a villain. I'd be curious to see where it goes.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, number 2 at the box office. We've now said enough on Venom. A Star is Born comes in at $41.25 million. So that's pretty good too. It broke 30. I think we were all kind of like, yeah. You saw it, Amy.
I did, and it was in 3,686 theaters as opposed to Venom's like 4,200. So not significantly lower, but like a good deal. Yeah. So this was one that I fully expected to go in there and bawl my eyes out. I was ready for it. I didn't cry at all.
I keep hearing these things of like, I cried. I'm like, oh, great. Stop saying that before someone goes to a movie.
Well, okay, so I went Thursday. I saw A Star is Born before Venom because I was really dreading seeing Venom. I saw it in like IMAX, but like the whole fancy thing with nice seats and everything. And the first scene was so loud that I was like, I'm at a freaking concert, which was really nice. So I definitely recommend doing that. It was nice. Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
I know that it's like a remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it.
I believe it's like the 4th remake of
it
the
happened
movie.
in the 30s, the 50s, and the 70s.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I didn't know anything about the plot.
Sure.
So when certain things happened, I was like, what? And I was so angry. It happens like later on, and I was just furious, but in a good way, I guess. But I was more so upset than like heartbroken. I was just like, how could you do that, guys?
Yeah.
Like, why? I'm a huge fan of Lady Gaga and everything that she's ever done, and I admire her. And I think she did a really, really good job. I was also pleasantly surprised by Bradley Cooper. Like, I think this is one of his best roles. I think he really had depth, and I was surprised. I really like them two together. I love the songs. I've been listening to the soundtrack since before it was, fully, like, out. I mean, even just with Shallows. I mean, I know
Real quick, Amy, can I just ask you, would it be, like, would you recommend listening to the album, like the soundtrack before seeing the movie, or should they watch the movie and then listen to the album afterwards?
I would say watch the movie first, because the songs...
I would say some songs tell you stuff like...
No, it doesn't
Tonally?
mean as much.
Oh, okay.
It feels like, I mean, listening to Shallows makes sense only because it was so heavily used in the trailer, and it was just like, and so you're getting in the mood for the movie, but you don't need to listen to the other ones. I wouldn't recommend that. And I think, like, after you watch the movie, then go and listen to the songs, and then you can just, like, then you can cry and whatever. I still haven't cried. So, yeah, but it was really nice, and I think that it brought, like, a different kind of flavor than the other ones I've heard of. Okay. And, yeah, I mean, some people really actually didn't care for it at all. And they also didn't like Lady Gaga, but I'm like, that's your opinion. I love her so much, and I'm very proud and happy for her.
John in the chat says it's a good movie, but not a tearjerker. Yeah, I've heard both, because most people I know who've seen it have liked it, but a lot of people are saying, like, oh my gosh, I cried, which I hate. That's the same thing people saying it's a horrible movie or whatever. Like, when you say too much, like, you're going to cry, then you, like, go in prepped. Or something like, I'm not going to cry, it's good. And then you go, wait, that was it?
No, see, for me, it's the opposite. I was like, okay, I'm going to cry. Like, it's going to, it's like Steel Magnolias, Beaches, but it was there, but nothing was happening. And I had just seen Life Itself, like, was it last week, the week before that? That one.
Well, that was one you didn't get to tell us about because you weren't here last week.
Yeah, that one makes you cry. Okay. This one, it didn't for me, but I don't think it takes away from it. I think it was just kind of one of those things where the same thing happened with Venom. I had very low expectations, and I was surprised. With A Star is Born, I thought I was going to be crying my eyes out, and it didn't. But it's still like it's still
still
really
liked
nice.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really liked it. So
Tony, you did
Yeah.
not see it, right?
No, I
Okay.
have not, but I know it's like they're really gearing up for this film to be an Oscar contender, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely on my radar. I know the music's really great, as Amy described.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I personally, like, when I first saw the trailer, I had no idea that was Lady Gaga. And after learning that was Lady Gaga, I'm like, she's so beautiful. Just for that, I really want to watch this movie, because I
It's
don't
a
know.
very different look for her of the more like
Yeah.
natural.
Well, and also it's some people were saying that she sucks as an actress, and I mean, there is something to say about when you're acting, not having like super highs. Not everything needs to be intense. You know, you're not
Yeah.
on a stage like a theater, which is funny because like they technically are.
Yeah.
But the moments in
subtle.
between, yeah, where you're just like she just looks at him and it's just like a tear. Ooh, so
Yeah.
good, so good.
John in the chat mentions Lady Gaga disappears into the role. She was wonderful. All right, nice. Moving on, which I want to hear about life after we get through 5.
Okay.
Number 3 is Smallfoot, coming in at 14.9, down 35%, which is not too bad.
I don't know.
Still haven't got that one yet, but it looks
Don't
cute.
wanna see.
I feel I might want to watch that like later. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not rushing.
I've actually heard good things though.
Yeah, it feels like a winter movie to me. I want to watch it in like November, December.
There is singing in it though, which I did not
fine.
know about that.
I didn't know that either.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, I love animated movies. This one looks like a fun one, but I don't know if I want to go like out of my way to see it in theaters. Like I'll see it
Sure.
at home one night, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Number 4, Night School at 12 million, down 55%. Yep. No.
I
Yeah.
no, I don't
Not on
want
my
to watch it, but
I mean, I've already talked about it last
Yeah.
week, right? Yeah.
You can briefly say your opinion real quick. Refresh for the people who might have not
Okay,
heard that.
just a quick refresher on Night School, y'all. So yeah, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish. It just feels like none of them can really carry the movie, which is kind of sad. It's pretty dumb. I don't know. I don't really have much to say other than that. It's
I think
not
that sums
good.
it up.
It's not good.
All right. Number 5 is The House with a Clock in Its Walls at 7.2, down 42%. That is one I do want to see. I just haven't been able to get out for that one. Tony, real quick, also, you saw it, but...
Yeah, overall it was fun. It is a kids movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like there with Goosebumps. Not gonna lie, I did have a bit more fun with Goosebumps. Maybe because I like the kids
Yeah.
a bit more, or like the teenagers, I guess.
Sure.
But there is a great scene where that involves a Jack Black baby head, and
Yep.
it's the most bizarre and creepiest thing I've ever seen. And if that interests you, then definitely go watch it, because
Yeah.
I think the movie's worth just watching that one scene. It's wild.
I was actually just looking further down the list and kind of unrelated because it's 34th at the box office. But if you like documentaries, I saw this at closing night for Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival this past year. It's Montangi Maya MIA. So it's a documentary on MIA. And if you're interested in her at all or you're curious about her, it's an amazing documentary. I highly recommend it if you get a chance to see it because I didn't know much about her. And I'm like, this is fascinating. It's just a really well-told documentary because some documentaries can be pretty boring, and this was just like, oh, I didn't know about her, and I don't know about this part of the world that they covered, and just her journey, and so that was really cool. It's interesting. You're like, what else is out there in the world? My Hero Academia, giving them a shout out. They're doing actually pretty well too. I think they're at the end of their run. But if you want to see that, My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, let us know what you thought about that. We talked about it over on our anime show too. All right, Life Itself. You got to see that. Please tell us.
it's one of my favorite movies of this year for sure. Yeah, it was really good. But it was also something where if a trailer does a good job, they're obviously not going to give you every single detail of what's going to happen. And it was done so wonderfully that I was like, whoa, crap. I didn't know where that was headed. And then things happen and you're fully in it, honestly. I mean, I would say I fully got into the movie like 5 minutes in. It's like, you have my whole heart. And then it broke multiple times and then it left feeling hopeful.
Aww.
And I love it. It was so good. I want to see it again. I don't really like to see movies that many times, in theaters, but this is one that I want to, but I'm also like, well, I need to watch other ones too. So Yeah, and then Hellfest too. I saw
Yes,
that
you
one.
saw that. Now you can give your opinion on that one.
Yeah, it made me not want to go to Universal Horror
Really?
Nights. Yes, it's so
Oh,
scary.
man.
But it was just more because I'm the scaredy cat that's like, no, thank you. I'm really scared. I don't want to
sure.
do things. But it was good. I was in it and I was scared, but also like, what the heck? Some of the times it's not the world's greatest horror movie, but it's accessible.
Yes, I'll go with that. Neil saw it. He loved it, but they also know Bex, who is the one with the kind of mohawk hair. So I'm like, oh yeah, well if you saw it, you'd probably love it even more. Real quick, I felt it was meh. I felt it had so much more potential for what they could do, and being a crowded theme park, that's the emptiest bathroom I've ever seen, and that's the emptiest walkthrough and ride-through of every single line. I'm like, no. Because if you've ever gone to those parks, there's always people in front of you and people behind you. It never is empty. And that just really made it like, what?
But the deaths.
They could have been bigger. I felt they could have, it was rated R. More.
I was like, and
then also, one of the things I didn't say on there, but it was like, So they go, wow, everything in here is so fake. And he grabs an axe that really works. Unless he planted it, but they like literally say a line like, "Oh, everything is here is so fake."
Yeah.
And then he has an axe that works from in there, and you're like, So those are moments that just
fake,
take
but
you
it was
out
real.
of it.
Oh yeah.
Tony, did you want to say anything else on Hellfest?
I have yet to see it actually.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, I can't really say anything.
Yeah,
That was
I
my
wouldn't say
raving
don't go
review.
see it, but it's just one of those. It definitely, if you've ever actually been to the theme parks, there's some things that are just like, did the people who wrote it, not actually go that often? I don't know.
Maybe they wanted to live that experience through their writing.
Maybe. Yes. I would totally go. Like, it looks like a fun event. And you're like, yeah, this is great. I did the Haunted Hayride, so I'm like, oh, cool. And I've done Queen Mary this season already, so I'm all excited. I love these. All right. Looking ahead, so we're going to let you know what movies are coming out, and then you'll vote on what we're going to see based on, we're going to say what it's going to make for that weekend. So, coming out next weekend, we have Bad Times at the El Royale, which Frank actually already saw and kind of said some comments on it.
Oh.
So that's coming out in 2,800 screens. First Man, the drama, is coming out at 3,500 screens. And Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween, is coming out with 3,400 screens. So between Bad Times at the El Royale and First Man and Goosebumps 2, pick which one you want us to bet on how much money it's going to make opening weekend, and the loser has to go see it. So you can start talking about that in the chat. And there's your incentive to watch live, because then you can be part of our good or bad misfortune.
I'm scared.
All right, so Jeff Bridges is in the Hotel Royale, and looking back on his past top 10, there we go, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So his previous top 10 movies were number 10, The Giver. I read the book, I did not see the movie.
Oh, with Meryl Streep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And Tony, you can chime in if you saw them at all.
No, I've never seen this one.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. R.I.P.D. That was one of those, it's kind of bad, but I had so much fun. It was fun. The number 8, The Man Who Stares at Goats. I don't.
Oh, The Men Who Stare at Goats.
The Men. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's
The Men.
multiple.
Yeah,
That was-
all
there's
of them
men.
stared.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. It's kind of it's a little confusing, but
Okay.
it's a fun movie.
It's quirky, right?
Yeah,
fun.
it's very quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little wild. I liked it.
All right. Number 7 is K-Pax. I saw that a long time ago. I think I remember liking it.
Wow, it's 2001.
Yeah, I was like, that's some time ago. All right, he is a voice, but he's a very distinct voice. Number 6, Surf's Up. That one was cute. Do you see that one? Or anybody else? Yeah.
Nope.
Number 5, Seabiscuit.
Yes.
Did see Seabiscuit. That's a good emotional one.
I don't.
Well, like,
Let's see,
there's
what was-
also like emotional, not necessarily like sad cry, but you get so happy that you're just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yay,
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. I like the name too. Seabiscuit.
Yeah. Number 4, True Grit. And number 3, Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Mm-hmm.
No, which I'm like, yes, I like that one, but I kind of like the first one better. And True Grit. I didn't see that one because I was actually wanted to watch the old one first. Number 2, Tron Legacy. I did like that one. And, before we say number 1, because some people are like, what are these things? So these are the most money made movies. Highest grossing
Jeff Bridges movies.
Thank you.
You're
Words, the things. Number 1 is Iron Man. Opening weekend was $98 million. Lifetime right now is $318 million. So, it's pretty good. But I'm like, wait, where's the one that he is most famous for? And it is not in the top 14 even.
The dude.
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski.
It must be lower on the list.
18.
Wow. There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Number 18 is only, because it's probably it made way more later. Opening weekend only made $5 million.
This was in 98.
It's a huge cult.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Though. $5,098,000.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. All right, we see some people have made some votes. It's a little bit all over the board. So if you have not chimed in, please let us know.
Wait, okay, are we going to go over the winner? Who's the winner for this week?
Yeah. We'll go
Are you
over
asking because you are?
Am I?
I don't know.
We need to check. But before we do that, I've just seen kind of an odd number or even number on votes. So please chime in. Again, Bad Times at the El Royale, First Man, or Goosebumps 2, which I noticed this time we're not saying any opinions on anything. Because last time in the past, that's made people go, oh, that's what they don't like. That's what you're going to vote on. So please do that in the vote. We'll get the tally for that in a minute. So yeah, last week it was for Venom. But yeah, Frank is not here. And Tony, do you remember what your vote was?
Yes, I do. I write it down in my phone every week.
Nice.
I wrote down 45 million, and I believe I was the highest.
I think you were.
So
I think I was lower, and I think Frank was in the middle.
Yeah, Frank was in the middle. He was happy about that. And so I won since I'm the closest.
Okay.
I think I was lower at something only
You did 42 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I already saw it, so
I already saw it.
Yeah. And we just need to see if Frank has seen it yet.
It did amazing. It did $80 million. That's
surprising.
Crazy.
That's pretty crazy. People apparently were very excited for that movie. Okay. So thank you, John in the chat says 3, 2, and 2. So First Man right now is the lead. So let's get any little final votes in there.
I mean,
we're gonna do top 5, right? Or...
Yeah.
Yes, we'll also do our top 5.
As far as First Man goes, I've heard it's what? Okay, so I think I heard this on TV or something. That it's the most immersive experience. This is the closest you'll ever get to being on the moon. That's what it said, and I got a little peek.
I chortled there
because they showed an exclusive look or whatever of First Man, and whoa, yeah. I mean, I also recommend watching that one in IMAX if you can. Or just a large screen, the largest of largest.
All right.
So I think First Man, I don't know if any of them would actually knock out Venom.
I don't think so. I think Venom's going to hold the number 1 spot because even if it drops 50%, that's still not bad.
Okay, so then Venom, then First Man.
That's going high, a high
yeah.
Venom, First Man. I feel like Bad Times has piqued people's interest, but it's quirky.
Yeah.
That's the draw of it. It doesn't look like your regular movie, though. There's a lot of big people in it, which is a draw.
So
to it.
Even if A Star Is Born dropped 50, that'd be 20.
Yeah.
So would Bad Times at El Royale be more than 20? That's the
question.
I say no.
Okay.
But I don't know. But I'm going to say no. So I'm going to say Venom, First Man, Stars Born, El Royale. Oh, crap. Goosebumps.
I think Goosebumps will actually do decently well.
Okay, then Goosebumps.
Horror movie and family horror movie.
Well, it's a horror comedy.
Yeah.
But it has 3,400
it does have a large number of screens.
Yeah, 3,400 theaters, and then First Man is 3,500 theaters. So it's got the amount of theaters on its side.
Also, Battle Royale only has 2,800.
I take it back. Okay, so Venom, First Man, Goosebumps, El Royale, A Star is Born. Final answer. Done.
Okay. I'll go Venom, Star is Born, First Man, Goosebumps.
I'm scared.
And what was that? Oh, and then what's the last movie that's coming out? I'm like, wait, no, First Man.
Goosebumps.
Oh no, Goosebumps. I said 4. Bad Times is 5.
All right. That's different.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tony?
I think I got mine. So
Okay.
I'll go number 1, Venom for sure.
Yep.
I think the word of mouth on this is going to be
Oh,
really
yeah.
positive, and it'll be
Yeah.
like, really, it's good. And then people are going to check it out themselves. And then I think after that, I think it'll be Bad Times at El Royale, followed up by A Star is Born, followed up by First Man. No, wait, actually, my bad. After Bad Times, which is second, would be third, First Man, then A Star is Born, then Goosebumps, and I believe that's 5. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
These are all
And-
different. I like it.
Yeah. What's our final tally there in the chat? All right. Ken Jack says 1. Oh,
The
they're
order.
doing their list. So Ken Jack in the chat says Venom for the number 1, then Star is Born, First Man, Goosebumps, and El Royale. That's what I said. Yay! Well, I think I did. Yeah.
Is it still First Man? This is what people voted on?
I think First Man was the last one.
Yeah, we'll get an update soon enough.
Cool.
Are you going to be watching it?
First Man? I'm not it's one of those, I'm neutral.
All right.
I'm not like super excited, but I'm not like, I don't know.
You're not.
And well, after seeing, oh my goodness, what was the last
Gravity.
one? No,
No.
the other one.
La La Land?
Behind the scenes astronauts.
What?
Hidden Figures.
Oh.
Seeing that, I'm
Oh.
like, where are all the other people that were involved with the space stuff? Because all I'm seeing is all the white people.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, we saw this movie that was based on history, and all I'm seeing in this trailer is,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you're ignoring that. And they made a point that they were so vital in making the mission successful. So then I'm sitting there going, okay.
So Ken Jack coming through with the tally.
All right.
What?
First Man won with 4.
All right.
Battle Royale came in a second with 3, and Goosebumps with 2 votes.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So I said First Man is 3rd.
Crap, what did I
Wait.
say? Dang.
Yeah, I said 3rd. And Tony, what was yours for First Man?
I believe it came after Bad Times, so it was my 3rd as
Star
well.
is Born was 40. I'm gonna go with
Okay. Oh,
We're all
wait.
tallying up, guys. We're all doing math right now. Mental math at its finest right
yes,
now.
for those listening, we're all trying to figure out our numbers for what's
All
going to
right.
make opening weekend. The loser has to go see it.
This show's gonna give me an aneurysm.
I don't even know anymore.
I'm just gonna throw a number out there.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
You ready, Tony?
Yeah, I got a good
Okay.
feeling about
I'm
this one. I'm gonna go with 25 mil.
Okay.
Not sure if it makes sense, but I don't have time to think about it. I'm just
Sure.
gonna go with my gut.
All right. I put 35.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's actually what I was thinking of too.
Oh, but you
I
didn't
put
it.
24.
Right under me.
Yeah.
What?
What?
So,
Oh my god.
All right. Well, here's
Yep.
the thing. I already have tickets to see First Man and El Royale.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
baller.
So, bam.
You're like, what up?
Thanks, AMC Stubs. A-list, not sponsored, but like super helpful.
Sure.
Seriously.
Let's see. Anybody else? John in the chat says First Man for 32.
Hey.
Adelia says 21. Rory, I'm liking your number at 18. Get lower, closer for my end.
Ken Jack 20.
And then, yeah, if you're watching it later and can't join in the live chat, leave your comments on what you think the top 5 will be and how much you think First Man will make.
I feel like this weekend's actually gonna be really interesting because of how like polarizing all of these movies are. Like
Sure.
Bad Times at El Royale, like it looks like a quirky,
very-
fun, a little bit like what was it, Hateful Eight-ish? Because I don't know, it just feels like an ensemble
That's a
cast.
Western, which is a very specific genre, too.
Yeah, like an ensemble cast stuck in
Yeah.
this like hotel or something. And then First Man is a drama like period.
Historical drama.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with Damien Chazelle, like director who did La La Land, I believe, and it's
Yeah.
Goosebumps 2, which is a family horror comedy thing. So it's like it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm actually looking forward to this weekend to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, well-
Marco says 15.
Well, see, and also the fact that Venom and A Star Is Born are still there, there's a lot of people that don't go see movies opening weekend. They're like, okay, well, I'll get to it.
True.
So just having even those two and then these new, like, 3 is just weird. It's a lot. It's a lot
Also,
of variety.
in 2 weeks, Halloween is coming out. So, like, I can imagine people like saving their cash for that movie instead. Like, nah, I'm gonna skip out on the theaters this weekend. We'll go watch Halloween in 2 weeks.
Okay. So, someone asked a very good question. Rory asked, what did Apollo 13 make? Similar drama based on, going to outer space. Apollo 13 came out in 1995. Opening weekend made $25 million. But also that was 1995. So, it's pretty good. But it had Tom Hanks, so.
I love him so much.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be
on
interesting.
La La Land. I saw that recently.
For the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. For the
Yeah.
first time?
I had not seen it.
Was it one of those things where you're like, everyone's super hyped about it, I'm not going to watch it?
Kind of. And then
done
I was
that
like, oh,
before.
I want to see what the award winners and nominees were and stuff like that. I get around to it. I was fine. Great love letter to Los Angeles. I will give it that.
Aw,
but
yeah.
as a musical, I'm like, I have something better. Bollywood numbers are way more impressive. Just saying. I just felt theirs. I'm like, that's it. These are like the amazing musical numbers. But
I mean, there are no like Gene Kelly or like Fred Astaire.
yeah.
Or,
Or even the mask
Debbie
group
Reynolds.
numbers.
yeah. I loved it. I still do. But yeah, you can watch something similar, which is A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have musical dance numbers?
There are some.
Sorta?
There are some. But you watch it for everything else too.
Sure.
But
Looks
yeah.
like a good drama, and I like both the leads in that, so I'd be down.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Any other box office stuff we want to cover?
No, I mean
We're good?
a lot of people in the chat are
Halloween.
equally as pumped about Halloween.
Yeah. I'm hearing
So
good stuff on that one too already. Like it had its premiere at TIFF, and I think that was where it screened first and did well.
I think so.
I think
don't know.
so too.
I saw Jamie Lee Curtis post a picture of her and Lady Gaga
Yeah.
and saying like the ladies of October.
Yay!
And she was like, before the numbers come out, I'm just like so proud of you. Like and I was like, yes, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's fantastic.
Very different movies though. So
I know
I'm like, that's not really competition.
it's not, but like
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, totally. All right, cool. Let us know let us know what other movies you're looking forward to coming up. Halloween's coming up. We have any other horror ones coming up? Yes.
Because I'm doing my thing that I've done for the last couple of
Yes.
years, where I watch a horror movie every single day,
Woo.
or like a couple of them in case I skip a few days. So I saw Prom Night, the original one with Jamie Lee Curtis. I saw all 3 Evil Deads for the first time. I'd never seen them. They were
Ew, I love that. I
Meh.
love that franchise. Yeah, it's great.
The first one's so weird because I didn't know what to
Yes.
expect, and then the things were like so crazy looking. I was like, "What in
Isn't
the
it
world?"
great?
It's great, but I was like, "What?"
It's bizarre too, in a good way.
Yeah, I haven't seen the remake, and I won't get to that one because like, whoa, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna go through the Halloween
Nice.
franchise. It's a lot, but yeah. So if you guys are watching horror movies too, let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah. Not movie related, but it reminded me of Inktober is already going on. So that's you draw a sketch every day by a prompt. If you look up Inktober on Twitter, they'll have the list. And so it's just a artistic exercise. You do not need to be an artist whatsoever. It's just something, spend 5-10 minutes sketching something. They have a word prompt like October 1st or something was poison. Then they'll have other words like sharp or fog or whatever. And you draw whatever you want and then share it online, which is really cool. I've been meaning to do it, but I'm a little behind. But yeah, you can join in anytime. Similar idea of something fun to do during the month. All right, cool. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you everybody joining us in the live chat, and thank you for watching this later. Even if you didn't join us in the live chat, please comment down below your thoughts on the stuff we talked about in the movies. Let us know what you thought of Venom, Star Is Born, the top 5, all that. Tony, where can people find you online?
Yes, you can find me everywhere at TonyBTony_. And to all the people who love horror out there, it's October. It's my month. It was my birthday recently.
Oh yeah, happy late birthday!
Oh, thank you so much. But yes, it's October, one of my favorite months of the year. And so, yeah, if you like horror, we do a show, Kari and I, we do a show called Horror Movie News every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Times. But we are going to have 2 special interviews coming this Monday with some pretty big names. One is actually featured in a film that's coming out. Hint, hint, it's from Goosebumps. And another one, you have to follow us on social media at Horror News PTN to stay tuned to see who the second guest is, because she is huge. My God, I can't believe I'm going to be interviewing her. I am so excited. And that's happening tomorrow. The first one's at 2 p.m. The second one's at 3 p.m. It's going to be myself and Evan Mack, since Kari has to work, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh, who
Sad
is
face.
it?
And I'm
Yes.
bummed. I would have loved to talk to her. But anyway, Amy, where can people find you online?
I am so curious. I have to find out. But yeah, you all actually can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ. Great job trying it.
Nailed
I
it.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
I was
you.
like,
It was good. It was
thank
good.
you. Thank you. Actually, a movie coming out that I'm like, ooh, that does look good. Marco says Overlord. That I'm excited for that one.
Fits.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
because Fits too. I was like,
It's
yay.
a shield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can find me online. My name is Kari Lane. Kari D Lane is KARIDLANE. And we're actually having an early Marvel TV Weekly after this at 6 o'clock. So right after this. And then, yes, Horror Movie News on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday is My Hero Academia. We only have a couple more episodes of our show before we've covered all of season 3. Oh my goodness. And then we're probably going to have a special guest towards the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Watch the movies.
Eat popcorn.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.